welcome back to our channel. Today I have the interior decorators stopping over. If you missed our video, Karen and I did a video with Nikki and Betty at Home Goods. Well, today they are going to come over and give me some tips on how I can spruce up my home for the spring and summer season. So let's get right to it. They're here. Come on in.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Karen.
Hi, Karen. Oh my God, your home is beautiful.
Thank you.
I am so excited to be here.
All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to start right here at the front
Here,
door.
I got my pink colors. I was admiring your house. I absolutely love the stone. I love the shutters. I love all the character. The black door is a little strong for me.
Okay, well, okay, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. All right, come on out here and...
Okay. When I look at this, I would like to, because you have the pots that are in the black, instead of so matchy-matchy here, I would like to pull out some of this blue-gray that you have in here, okay?
Oh, wow.
So what I can do with that is, so that the black pots can stay, I'm able to come into a blue-gray green. Now that word is, what does that make sense? It is blue, okay. It has some green in it, and it has gray in it. But it is gonna give me a black base, but it's gonna be soft instead of a harsh black. So it's going to pick up all of the tones from outside, my brick, my stone, my plants, and when I bring that up to the wall, or I'm sorry, to the door, it's gonna be a softer instead of a harsh black, okay?
Wow, I was thinking just repainting it a solid black, so that is a really good suggestion.
Now, let's back up 1 second, because here's where my head is at. Do you see your shutters? Do you see how they've aged and they're softer in tone?
I have noticed that.
Let me show you. That's right where I'm at.
Oh,
okay? So what I did was just pull the color that will work with the aging look of that, which is softer. It's not as harsh. I would not repaint those. If you repainted them, you repaint them with the color that we put on the front door. Okay, so see how those are softer and they're working with your tones that are going on here. So instead of a harsh black, they have aged to the color I want to put on the front door.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I have one other question.
Sure.
Okay, your recommendation on the front door, would you paint all the trim or would you leave that white?
I would leave that white, and the reason why is because of my pillars and because of my windows. There has to be a softer view. If that was solid above, I would consider painting it all. But because this is glass, top and sides, I would leave this the white, and you're gonna get much more of a dramatic look because you have the pots out here.
Okay.
If you didn't have all of this and we were trying to make the door stand out more, then yeah, you could paint the whole thing, you're gonna make it look bigger. But we're not doing that. You're covering it with this. So to have a white backdrop here is a richer look than to have a dark backdrop with these green trees. You're gonna lose them.
Okay.
So I would keep the white and enhance the door. Obviously, I would change out anything here. I'd go into a possible tapestry with multiple blue-gray tones in it. Okay. And some rust, the orange terracottas, and go different seasonal. Okay. You can always change out the ribbon.
And it's okay that the fixture's black?
Absolutely.
Because that's just a decorative because it's tied in with this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, what would your recommendations be in this room? Obviously, everything is very dark and heavy. I wanted it always to have the vibe of being like in an Italian villa, but just to kind of lighten things up a little bit. You know, without spending a ton of money, what could I do?
Okay. Well, can I make a comment first? A lot of people, especially with the Tuscan decor, they're worried that they're not on trend because the decorating trend of Tuscan is out. But in reality, it is a European look, and it's never really going to go out. There are certain classic things that will never, they kind of transcend time, and Tuscan is one of them. If you took a trip to Italy, and you got inspired by the decor and the countryside, you would come back and you would want that in your home. If you already have it, it's okay if you love it. You can keep it forever. There's just a few things that you can do to lighten it up and make it feel fresh, but not have to compromise the thing that you really love, which is the European look. So, with that in mind.
When I walk in the room, obviously it's stunning. But I know when a client says to me, it's heavy, it's dark, I love the look of it, but I want some things changed. So Lauren's home is absolutely beautiful. There's not much Betty and I would change, but she is asking for a fresh eye. So that's what we're going to be able to give her today. For me, I talked to her about removing the heavier pieces, removing the fabric, introducing clear crystal, acrylics, things like that with cream candles, replacing the burgundy flowers with cream. So that this lightens up all together. Sometimes when you have such a symmetrical look and it's so strong and all the colors and the light, it's so perfect that you almost want to throw it off. And that's a way to do that where it will lighten up the room, because really your woodwork, your walls are all neutral. So the only thing that's really this is dictating to me a lot.
Okay.
And I would look at her canvas. No, I'm sorry, not her canvas, but her tapestry. This is heavy. This is strong in color. So there's definitely a way that you can lighten that up. Maybe with the large mirror that works in the Tuscan. You talked about how dark the home feels. Right. That would reflect the lamp or the light. And so this way you would get a lighter feel in here. So
you're saying with a mirror
yes.
here. Okay, even though I have a mirror
yes,
here.
Yes, because you don't have a mirror there. It's completely hidden.
It
is completely hidden. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a way that you can do that, and it would be a different shaped mirror. It could be a round. You know, it could be a set of with maybe sconces.
Well, you're speaking my language because I love mirrors.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
I just love all the the framing of the mirror.
Absolutely.
All the different types and styles.
Absolutely, and you can bring that in. Fabric, I would never get into changing. But once you soften up accessories, you'll be shocked what it does for you.
Okay.
So with respect to the window treatments, these are absolutely stunning custom window treatments, but it does prohibit the light from coming in. So a little tweak is that we could eliminate 3 of these finials. We could actually double up on pulling these over. So we could put 2, we could pull the whole window treatment over just to this side. Okay, same idea, it will feel the same, but it will open up the middle of the window and provide so much more natural light. So you're not compromising the look, you're just tweaking it a little bit to maximize a fresh look.
Beautiful.
That is a great point. All right, Betty.
Yes.
I got another question.
Yes.
My foyer.
Yes.
It's not a large foyer. Obviously, I get a lot of traffic going up and down the stairs. I was thinking of putting like maybe kind of a mirrored type, something light, a console right here. Should I or shouldn't I?
Okay.
Because I have so much wood.
Yes. Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, if you need it and it's there for function. Okay, so sometimes people like to drop their purses, they like to drop their groceries, they like to drop the mail, they like to drop their keys, and it's a catch-all place. So if it is a functional place and I feel like you find the functional piece of furniture that's pretty, that works for you. However, if you don't need that, just because you have a section of wall doesn't mean you have to fill it with something. Sometimes it's just beautiful to have a gorgeous mirror that can stand on its own and that doesn't need a supporting actress. Okay, so that would be your question. If you needed something and it functions, then find a fabulous piece. And yes, you can get a nice, tight, low-profile console table.
Okay.
Maybe that's not as heavy.
Right.
You could also replace this bench that doesn't have arms with a nice tufted piece. But if you don't need it, don't do it.
Okay.
Just let your foyer breathe.
So
Okay.
remove that. Keep the mirror.
Yes. And a lot of times when you are removing furniture from a place, you need to give yourself time to adjust. Because you could panic and say, it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. Give yourself time to readjust to what like we have natural routine patterns and our eye is used to seeing something there. Don't jump to conclusions and adjust the plan because you are a little uncomfortable. Give yourself time to adjust to it.
Well, my husband will thank you.
Now me, on the other hand, I love to use what you have. So I would say to you, I don't think I need to see a table, but I can tell by the look of her home, she likes things in all the corners everywhere. So I would talk to you about painting that piece. I would talk to you about possibly even painting this wall. So I'd like to talk to you about some paint today.
Okay.
But you can change that fabric, and we can lighten that up to support the changes that we're talking about doing in the dining room, so that that lighter feel could come out here. And so a distressed cream, using some chalk paint, it's the old world look, and then a great outstanding fabric would be a fantastic way to go too.
Yeah.
Use what you have.
Okay.
Very good.
Good point. All right, girls. The first thing, I've talked about this many times, is I really want to change my area rug. I feel like that will change the whole look of the room. And I have something in mind, like a distressed kind of rug, just because I've had this down and I'm just tired of looking at it.
Okay. Again, my gut a lot of times is keep what you have. And for me, I would be looking at the paint on this wall. Some of the things that you can change when I hear the word Tuscan and wanting to come out of that, this is a gorgeous color. And my first instinct when I come in is not to change it. But when I start to talk to a client that says, I'm ready to lighten things up, I want a little bit of a change, I would look at this rug and I would start to see the greens that are in here.
Okay.
And I would start to introduce you to a color right in the middle, which is coming right here, okay? And that is going to pull up a blue-green for you. I always tell my clients, whenever we're looking at swatches, pull the one before and pull the one after, because you're going to see the tones that can appear in this color. So you're going to be able to get some of the greens that are in your picture and work with your rug and work with the back of the base of this here. So when you see this tone come in, what we do is where the rust is, or the terracotta orange color, I would paint that the green, but I would also carry it to the fireplace wall. So that when you walked in the house, you didn't just have the accent wall here. What I would see happening, instead of just giving you an accent wall of the green, because the green and the golds can at sometimes not be enough of a contrast.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I would carry that over to the fireplace wall, so that when you're in the room, the actual family room, living room space that we're in comes off with the gray-green color, okay? But then I get to look at all of the tones that have your golds and your creams in them.
Okay.
So that's a way that we could start to lighten some stuff up. But I would also talk to you about the front door. You talked about the hallway there, the landing area.
Right.
I would talk to you about taking that, even our darkest shade, so that now on the gold wall, it's going to get the rich green. So it's the daddy to the accent wall that we're using.
Okay.
So that's a way that you could blend the colors. And now that's going to be all painted. I would paint every part of this white except the trim. So this is the opposite of what I told you outside, okay?
Okay.
Because I want this to make a statement here, okay? We would change fabric possibly, or remove bench altogether, and I would deepen this whole door unit to work with the new color that we would put on this wall and the fireplace wall.
Okay. The trim and everything.
Not the trim.
Oh, not
we
the
always
trim,
leave the trim. It's the side
the
lights
sides.
and the door.
Got it.
Okay, so the traditional Tuscan look is very large pieces, a lot of dark wood, and Lauren has done an impeccable job of exemplifying the Tuscan design. But to make it light and refreshed, there are some changes that we can make, as Nicole has already pointed out. And one of them is painting some of the existing furniture. So this is a gorgeous coffee table. It's very large, and it's taking up a lot of visual space because it's dark and it's heavy. So by applying a regular paint or a chalk paint, which is really easy to put over existing surfaces without having to prime, it's easy to distress the edges. You can seal that in with a clear polyurethane, or you can use a stain, a light stain to go over it to give it like an aged look. It would make this piece actually
Just pop.
and it would feel brand new, okay? And so it's almost like a little bit more modern take on the Tuscan.
Okay.
If we actually focus over here, a simple change would be to eliminate the scarves off of the window treatments. They are absolutely gorgeous. She doesn't have to do that, but that would just lighten up the look of this. And then kind of edit the mantle. She is an accessory girl. She loves accessories and she wears them and displays them well. But sometimes if you have too many, then you lose the appreciation of the few things that are there. So to highlight this gorgeous mirror and the other things, I would take down the side panels, just let that kind of sit on its own. So a lot of times when you do accessorize, take a step back, and a lot of times you could even take a picture of it and look at the picture so you can see it almost from a different vantage point, like somebody else is looking at it, and that will help you know what to edit.
So are we going back to who had the quote that said, when you walk out with all your accessories, make sure you take one off? It's the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so the flowers obviously lighten those up as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I would absolutely. I'm sorry, Betty. Yeah, I would absolutely. That's a great time to bring in the sticks and the pussy willows and just breathy, just light, airy.
Okay.
Doesn't need to be heavy. And keep in mind, if we're changing the back wall color, now that white mantle is going to pop because now the gray is behind it. So that's going to change things altogether too.
Okay.
Well, this is what they call the nest, or what I call the nest. It's the man's nest, and if I can get that perfectly aligned with the TV, I can basically do anything I want in the room. I always tease my clients, where's the husband's nest? And I give him the table, the lamp, the whole bit. So this is the nest, and Lauren likes to change things out, but again, the first thing I thought of when I walked in is there is the heavy chair and ottoman to the right of the fireplace. I would like to tuck that over here into the left of the fireplace. And the reason why I would do that, everything would scoot down just a little bit. And the reason for that, it would give her a little bit more of a sectional look. And it's also going to follow the theme of both walls being painted, keeping the weight on this side of the room. And then by putting a smaller chair there, which would not be the husband's nest because it's not in line with the TV, that would then keep my eye open and flowing to the kitchen. So then I would be putting the husband's nest on the other side of the room, and he would be here. Yes.
Okay, so move him over there.
Move this chair over to this side with these three lit tables, so that I get more character, more design.
Okay. And to open that up.
And open that up. Yep. And then the weight of the room will carry with my paints on my accent wall and my fireplace wall. Okay. So that weight will wrap you around and take you right into the kitchen.
Okay. That's a good point. Sometimes we do this at holidays for the tree, the tree, but I do like that a lot. All right, Nicole and Betty.
Yes.
What about this area right here? With the sofa, obviously I need a lamp, the rug, not feeling the rug anymore.
Okay.
What would do? I change a sofa, what? Tell me.
You go first, Ben.
Well, actually, you have a lot of pattern. You have a lot of very interesting and a lot of bold pattern throughout your house, and so wherever you can calm it down, you should. And I feel like this is a great opportunity, although when you're looking at this space, there's not a lot of pattern. This is an opportunity to calm it down by replacing this rug that has design with something solid.
A solid color.
A solid color that it's only really there for texture and comfort. It's not really there to provide you with any design. We don't want design everywhere, okay?
Okay, what color are you thinking?
So it depends on if we pulled green in the accent wall, you could possibly pull a subtle green in here. If you want to keep this separate, I would just stay with a neutral sand, a neutral off-white.
Okay.
Something that just kind of complements your kitchen. You have off-white cabinets. That would be a beautiful connection point, but I wouldn't go too bold or too busy. Just let it do its job and support, provide comfort and texture, but that's it.
Okay.
For me, I would be pulling the rug. I'm totally in agreement with Betty and with the girls changing it. I would love to see a long rug here, preferably an oval rug that would soften this look. It wouldn't look like we're hiding something underneath the carpet or underneath the sofa. It would run right in front of it. And I would be changing out pillows at this point. I would get rid of some of the leopard and the design that way and lighten things up. If we would bring the gray green in, that would be great. Or we would start to deal with creams on this side of the room because the kitchen is done in a beautiful cream. We'll show you that. But that's a way that she can lighten up. And that's what I keep hearing Lauren say. She wants to lighten things up. So that's what I would do first.
I do want to make a point. A lot of the local carpet stores, they will actually shape and bind any carpet that you want. So say you love, no, you don't want like a traditional bedroom carpet, but you see a really pretty tone-on-tone texture. There's a lot of really great carpets that are textured. So they're woven into shapes and patterns, but there's no design in them with respect to multiple colors. You could pick out a great fabric because they come so big. You know, you might be able to get a carpet for your kitchen table, a carpet here, and a runner for your foyer, all out of the same piece. They'll shape it and bind it according to your preference. So that's always something to look into. Don't abandon, oh, I can't find the perfect rug. Well, you could, you know.
You can because of the carpet. And obviously I need a lamp there too.
Yeah, again, for me, I go back to the carpet. I say it all the time. I start with the carpet. If it ended up being a solid and it was just about texture and it was a frisé or something like that, then we can have a ball with our pillows and then let's introduce something here. I see your chandelier over there has some crystal in it. We can soften it to where it has more of a glass see-through look. Home Goods is great for the new brass that's kind of a muted brass with the balls that are the acrylic, and they're beautiful. So it's soft. Because keep in mind, I'm talking about moving the chair over to here with the 3 unique stacking end tables that you have. So I don't need anything that's stopping my eye here. I could flow this whole section together with rug, with my throw pillows, and with my lamp.
Okay.
I do have to say, I'm over here looking. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of action here. This is definitely one of the coolest things I've ever seen. There's times I don't like to decorate around a TV or around a bar, but this is a great piece for her. They entertain a lot, so this is a great thing to have. But she's got a lot going on, and the winery and the all of the different pictures date her a little bit. So I would definitely talk about a canvas from Home Goods that would work with our green gray, work with our pillows, and start to bring that in, but it does not have to be heavy. One large picture over the top of this. And instead of multiple accessories, just work the one side. Lighten things up.
Okay, so one large picture.
Yeah, so that there's not so much movement.
Right.
A lot of times, and I'll talk to you about the top of the cabinets too, a lot of times clients see that space and say, I need to fill it. But when there's so much stuff, I call it one bracelet too many, you just went over the top. It's gorgeous. Every piece is a great piece, but when it's too much, you almost dismiss it. Instead of a wow piece that doesn't have to cost outrageous, and then work a piece right here. You know, that's a great way to do that, where you get that wow factor, but it's not multiple overdone heavy pieces.
Well, I can't wait to do that, like now.
I know. We'll be going to Home Goods.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, so when we just passed from your family room into your kitchen, there is a sight line that your guests see. And when you look here, you can see that this chandelier is impeding the view of the TV. Lauren said the TV is perfect for her when she's in the kitchen preparing, but she doesn't probably necessarily look at it this way. I'm a guest and I'm seeing it for the first time. She has cathedral ceiling here, so there's no reason why this chandelier can't get hoisted up. It's still going to be have a beautiful presentation because it is still hanging, but it will eliminate the sight line. It's an obstruction right now viewing the television. At the same time, the beautiful custom cornices and Roman shades also need to be taken up as high as possible, just below the intersection of the ceiling. That will make the room feel much taller, which it already is, but by bringing the window treatments down, it kind of does this, okay? All right, so that's my recommendation in this area.
Oh, and what about the shades on the chandelier?
I personally have to weigh in on the shades. I love shades. I think they're great. There's ones that are crystal. There's all kinds of different ones out there. They don't have to always be heavy and dark. But I would first start with removing them, and it's spring cleaning time, so everybody likes to clean them, and see if you like the light that way now that we raise it. If you still are wishing for something, there's where I would grab the cream, possible crystal or acrylic, something unique. But I do have to give a huge shout out to you. This angled table is one of my favorite things to do, and honest to God, when I walk in a client's house and I angle their dining room table or their kitchen table, they're like, I would have never thought about that. But it adds so much character instead of just running everything traditionally lined up in front of the fireplace.
Right.
So it gives you that same feel we want to do with the lighter chair there by making you feel like you want to continue and walk through the room. It doesn't stop me right here with the table and bang, it's there. So you did an excellent job on that. This home is stunning. I see your bar stools and I see some leopard, like I don't know what she was doing here, going dancing, what? But no, there was a time and a place for it. So when I hear clients, they were ready to just update a little bit. Those are some areas she can soften that. So I would definitely introduce you to new bar stools, possibly with arms, swivel, wrought iron.
Right.
And don't be afraid of changing out fabric into a soft cream.
That was definitely on the list.
Good.
So you're saying black or wrought iron base to contrast with the wood there,
yes.
But I do want to do a swivel and like a lighter fabric.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And again, Betty talked about a tone-on-tone light in the area rug, that same concept. So where you're able to clean it and it's not a solid cream.
Okay.
It'll have some highlights and lowlights to it, tone on tone. That's a plus. But that will contrast with all of this. And I want you to also see this granite is Ubatuba, which is green. This has the same exact tones that we're looking at in our paint. So.
And I don't even like the granite.
Okay.
One of these days I want it because of the way it's not one solid piece.
Because your tile, you don't like it?
It was that way when we came into the home, but one of these days I want to change it.
Okay. So, but the color you like?
I do. I mean, I don't mind the dark color.
Okay, only because I want to make sure, because the recommendation of what we're talking about putting in the family room, if you say, I hate the green I see in that, then I would never want to introduce that color to you.
No, I love the color that you chose in there.
Good, and it will support this beautifully. Okay. You will see, because this is close to what we're talking about, the front door going.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And I wanted to make one recommendation, and this is again just because she's asking, but a lot of people want the open concept, and so in order to accomplish that, again, with sight lines, these pendant lights, they're great, they add a lot of design, they actually add a lot of function because they bring the light lower so you can see what you're reading or see what you're eating, but they also obstruct the view. So if we even just took these lights and lifted them to the ceiling, and they would be a ceiling mount fixture, or limited the lights altogether and just had can lights, again, you'd have to adjust because you're used to seeing them there, but they would completely open this kitchen. I would no longer see something between my eye and the cabinets, my eye and the doorways, okay? So again, that's a big adjustment, but it would make a big difference in making this kitchen feel twice the size, and it's a big kitchen.
Okay, I love that. I was thinking of that too, or the clear, the shade.
Yes.
Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a clear glass.
A clear glass.
Yeah, a clear
or
glass.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's a benefit to that because you can see through it, but you're still going to have something hanging that's, you'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
A lot of times I'll walk into a client's house and they don't understand why things aren't blending. Lauren did a great job with blending her paint colors to work with her backsplash. But you see that there's the countertop, the cabinets, the backsplash, they're all different entities. They're all doing their own thing. A lot of times keeping the backsplash and the countertop uniform together, or keeping the backsplash and the paint uniform together, keeps the room feeling at ease. You can have a lot in here, but it's working together. So you have a different color island altogether, which she has the dark wood, which is beautiful. But a way that we can introduce that wood stain up into these cabinets is by a beautiful bronze on the hardware. The nickel finish, in my opinion, is getting lost. It's not doing anything for us. I would introduce her to a really strong, thick bronze that's going to support the rusty colors that she has in her chandelier, in the crystals. That's also going to support the island. It's also going to support the red tones I have in her wood floor. So that will help these cabinets pop. The other thing that I noticed as soon as I walked in is there's just a few pieces on top of the cabinets. She just started cleaning and spring cleaning, so she took some things down. But I noticed that when you have the crown molding like that, it is better off, again, one bracelet too many, not to have anything up there than to have one or two pieces that don't do much, or overkill that it's just too much to look at. So I would keep it real clean, real simple, that beautiful molding. But I'll tell you, Betty did something that was outstanding, took hers and painted it black. And I've done that, where that is, you top that top piece off completely different. I did the roping at my sister's on cream cabinets, that we took the dark blue color from the walls and we enhanced her top of the braiding. So the accent piece is at the top. So there are other ways to get your eye up there.
Okay, I love that idea.
Now this is a bedroom. This is absolutely gorgeous, Lauren. I mean, the color on the wall is one of my most favorite to work with right now, where it's the blue-gray. Everything I see in this room works beautifully together. I love the wallpaper on the ceiling. I love everything that you have going on.
That's a Home Goods pillow.
Oh, I can tell. It's a pillow. Everyone teased us about our video last time about that. One thing I'm seeing though is that our backboard is a little bit more in the yellow family.
Right.
And I understand that there was a misordering that took place. There is a girl that I use, Melissa, that is absolutely outstanding. She's from Youngstown, Ohio, and she can come in here and actually change the color of this for me. And I would warm it up a little bit. I don't need to take it dark, but I would almost give it a little bit more of a, like a driftwood when the wood starts to age.
Right.
And just soften it just a little bit. But leave the brown tones, because this here works beautifully with the footboard and the rest of the home. But I'd knock some of this yellow out.
Right.
The other thing I would do that's concerning me is when I look at this bed, it has so much going on, but I actually lose the bedspread. I'm not getting it. It's not enough for me. Okay. I would rather see a beautiful cream, something a solid light. Let the bed speak, and then we would throw in a couple more of the blue-gray pillows, you know, to where they would support one another, but the bedding would be that outstanding cream. And it's a fantastic room.
That was my idea, actually, just for the spring and summer. I thought maybe I'll get like a pearly, like you said, creamy type of duvet, something that I could just put over to change it up a little bit.
Exactly. That's a great concept, great way to do that.
Well, I feel like it's kind of been a day in the life of luxury and style. It's been so wonderful being at Lauren's home.
I cannot thank these two enough. You guys have provided me with so many great tips and things that I never thought of. You know, especially like the front door really got me too. That you came up with that color. And I had some paint samples, and Nikki's like, nope. Don't show them to me.
I do that with every client. I don't want to see your ideas first, quite honestly, because it makes me feel like, why are you paying me? Because I just picked from your colors. Right. I would rather show you what I'm thinking in my head, and then I'll get inside your head. Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, Lauren. Your home is beautiful.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm in awe. I got a lot of work to do.
A lot of painting, girl.
Hey, I always say though, I mean, I think because it's not that expensive, you can really make a big impact with paint.
Huge.
Rugs, pillows, blankets,
furniture,
and the list goes on. All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.